I still remember that conversation. You said no dentures,
Right.
right?
I did not want to rest my teeth in a glass next to my bed. I don't think so. That's not who this girl is.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to our Smiles and Successes podcast. This is Dr. Noah Liu from Secure Dental. And this is one of those pods where we bring in our live patients to share their journey as well as what they've gone through and what kind of transformation they had in their lives. So basically, we are the Smile Contractors. And today I'm joined here by a very good patient of mine, Jill Adrian. So Jill here, she is in Peoria area and she came to our office probably about a couple of years ago with multiple dental problems. So I'm going to pass the mic off to you, Jill, and why don't you go in and explain exactly what was going on?
Okay, I'm in the public a lot, so I'm a hairdresser, I'm a people person, I love to smile, and I was going across Facebook, and I come across, this dental, the implants and stuff, and I see
Mm-hmm.
all the transformations, and I'm like, whoa, it's pretty cool. So I was just checking it out. That was all I was doing. So when I
Checking
made
it
the
out.
appointment,
Love it.
I wanted to get an estimate, so I was just like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get the estimate to see how much it's going to cost. So when I called you guys up and I made the appointment and I went in and found out how much it really was, but I'm like, you know what? I need this. It's not that I'm 80 years old or something like that. I'm going to still need my teeth for quite a while. And they
Mm-hmm.
were like loose. Almost all of them were almost loose. And I had a lot of caps, and almost every tooth in my mouth had some kind of a dental work to it. And when you guys gave me my quote, I was like, okay, I need to think about it. And at that time, I had to ask my husband. And he just told me, you know what, let's do it. You're going to need it. And he paid half. And
Wow.
so when I first came to you guys, I was really, really nervous. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I doing? But, your whole office is just the bomb.com. Everybody is so sweet and so kind, and you make me feel at home. And I gained some friends, and I'm so glad. And y'all just made me feel good, made me feel okay about it. And when I
Oh, I
would
love
break
it.
down,
Yeah.
when I would break down and start crying because you would tell me something, you sent in
No
your
sugarcoating, Jill. We don't sugarcoat you.
you brought in your Calvary and just made me feel better. So I went through with it. And it was a little rough at first, but when
Mm-hmm.
you have that kind of major surgery or whatever, it's going to be. But I got through it. And I just kept telling
Right.
myself, this is not permanent. It's going to go away. Pretty soon you're
Mm-hmm.
going to have that big bright smile again, and I'm going to have all the confidence in the world. And I am
Yeah.
so glad. I might even shed a tear now, but I won't. I am very glad that I did this. Yeah, it's a little bit of getting some adjusting to
Mm-hmm.
them because I've developed, like a lisp or something, but I can get through that. Other than that, I can eat anything I want. Well, I'm going to
That's
start getting.
right. No,
Mm-hmm.
that's right. So Jill's story, I mean, Jill, your story is not anything unusual with everybody else's. Everybody has the same kind of problem, right? The same kind of fear.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone has this thing where, hey, is this for me or not? Right. And that is one of those things where I always say that's for you to decide, what do you really, really want? And
Right.
you told me, I remember the first time you said, I want a bright smile. That's
Yep.
one. And then I
Mm-hmm.
want to eat and I want to function. And I do not want any of these loose teeth. And I still remember that conversation. You said, no dentures,
Right.
right?
I did not want to rest my teeth in a glass next to my bed. I don't think so. That's not who this girl is.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I loved about your attitude, because you were so upbeat and you always wanted to look at life in such a positive way. And I think that really had a big thing to do with your decision
Oh,
and
you
the
bet.
impact,
You bet.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So Jill,
And
I
I can
mean,
do that now. I can do that now.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
little bit of an adjustment, don't get me wrong, but I can get through that too.
Talking about adjustment, I just wanted to kind of throw this out, right? So when we do these kind of procedures with fixed full arch over like multiple implants, restoring your smile, restoring your function, I keep telling patients that, this is something which is man-made, right? This is something which will give you a very, very, capable appliance that's going to function and it's going to look really, really good. However, these are not your natural teeth. And as long as the patient expectation on it's right, it's set right, and you understand like what it does and what it's going to do for you, it's an excellent replacement for dentures.
Oh yeah,
Eh,
I'm very
you know
happy. I can't even tell you how happy I am.
I love it, Jill. You're happy, I'm happy.
They do not feel fake. They feel like they are like your actual teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious. I mean, there's a little bit of like I said, an adjustment to go through, but
Right.
it's like making something a habit. Once you do it, you'll learn. Because I used to bite my tongue all the time, but then I learned
Right.
how to control my tongue inside my mouth. But other than that, I mean, kudos to all of you.
No, thank you for
I'm
being
just
such a
so
patient,
happy.
patient. That's what I call it, a patient
Yeah.
patient.
Well, there were times where I was like, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit. But there's no way I could, because
No, there's
all you
no
guys
way.
were just so precious. You guys are so
Thank
great.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jill. That means a lot to us because this is exactly what we try to strive for. I know we did have some complications with treatment, but like I always tell all my patients, we are there every step of the way, making sure
Yeah.
that the outcome is what we have. Like I call it the eyes on a prize, right?
Yep.
And you did exactly what it was. So now tell me something really quick here, right? Really briefly. I mean, I'm going to keep this nice and short and easy. Now, since you got this, right? It's been like what, about a month since we put it in for you?
Something like that. Yeah.
Right? You were even at a time when you had temporary dentures. So when you compare those two periods, like from now and then when you had the temporary dentures, in terms of your social life, how has that affected you?
My social life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's great. People just like they look at me and they say something's different, and I'm like, well, what? But I'll tell them and they'll go, oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. So I am not afraid to smile big anymore. So my social life is great. Some people don't even
Perfect.
notice, and that's pretty good too. That that it's not noticeable, because I've seen people where their lips kind of
Right.
like puff out and stuff like that, and that's not what I wanted, and that's not what I got. So my social life is great.
Awesome. Awesome. And I call it's a teamwork between you, us, our staff, and of course our dental lab. We cannot ignore our dental lab. I mean, those guys are like the bomb as well.
Oh
So
yeah, you bet.
so just the last question for you. Anyone who's considering this, right, and they're on the fence, whether if it's because of investment or whether if it's because of fear or because of the process, what would you say?
I would say the first thing would probably be the cost.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, maybe the procedure of being nervous, not knowing what to expect. Mm-hmm. And then overall, just, knowing the outcome is the best. You got something to look forward to. And it's a fabulous way to go through life. You got something that's going to make you feel better. It's going to make you look good.
Absolutely.
So, did I answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. I always keep telling patients too, it's not like one of those things where it's not a cheap it's not a cheap option. What I call it's an investment in yourself, because if you look at the long-term longevity of this appliance and this prosthesis, if you count the number of years and how much that you've invested initially, it kind of comes out cheaper on the longer run. than if you had
Hmm.
dentures and kept replacing it. And of course, your lifestyle and your value, right? So I call it a
Right.
human life value.
Another
And
thing, another
yeah,
thing too, it's, because I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, I just had two of them done and that was like 20,000. I'm like, really? I said, if you got a problem with your whole mouth of teeth, it's best to go and get them all done at one time instead of paying 20,000 for two here, 20,000 for two there, 20,000.
adds up.
That's gonna go, that's gonna be skyrocketing. So I feel that I got a good deal because
Absolutely.
all of my teeth were something was wrong with them. And instead of just replacing one or two of them at a time or something like that, it was more economical to just do it all,
Right. And
because
now,
it was
we offer
eventually going
stages.
to happen. I'm sorry?
And now we even offer stages where you get those implants in and then you wait a while. If you wanted to get like a temporary, then you have a temporary. And then this really breaks down the cost for our patients, like,
Yes.
over time. So,
Yes.
I
I
mean, that's
wish I
another
would have done
option.
that. I wish I would have done that, just do the bottoms like 1 year,
Yeah.
and then just have that to focus on, to have that to
Mm-hmm.
heal. But I mean, to me, it got frustrating, don't get me wrong, because of all the waiting. You got
Correct.
to wait six
Correct.
months. You got to, but other than that, it's just fabulous. I
No,
recommend
I
it.
love it. I love it, Jill. Well, Jill, here's the deal. Thanks so much, for coming over. And we'll definitely be seeing you on your yearly, evaluation, making sure all those implants and all the bridge is doing fine. So,
Yes.
with that being said, any last comments?
Um, Secure Dental is the place to be.
Thank you so much, Jill.
Thank you. I
Uh,
appreciate you and all your staff.
and we appreciate you as well. So, with that being said, well, thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. This was such an honor to be with Jill today and, for her to share her experience. So, just make sure you wait on for our next episode. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.